Hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is
It's Amanda and Marsha from San Mateo Apartments. Hope you're doing well today.
She's Amanda. I'm Marsha. Hey, we missed you guys last time, but we want to start off with letting you know that we have our 5 pillars to discuss tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. And the 5 pillars to TI communities relates to education, health and wellness, safety and security, community building, and green initiatives. So for this event, we're going to talk a little bit about green initiatives, go green. And our topic is conserving energy. Power up, power off, and power down. That's what we're going to talk about. And a few of those topics will pertain to capturing solar power from the sun, wind energy, batteries, types and disposal procedures, conserving energy and saving money.
We all like that.
All right, and it is your go, Miss Amanda.
So, it says, it talks about solar panels. Like, what are solar panels used for? So, it says, solar panels are like floating solar farms on reservoirs or lakes deliver sizable sustainable benefits. They can generate more energy because they can operate at low temperatures than ground systems and because water surface temperatures keep their technology cool. Now, it says also, on lakes and ponds across Japan, it is helping an economy with limited land availability, produce more energy from solar. So it takes the energy from the sun and converts it into energy that can be used to power, even like it's saying, small villages in Japan.
Think about the houses that you've seen with the glass-like fixtures on the roof.
Yes.
That is considered solar energy.
So I can give you an example of what I used solar energy for just recently. I got a shed on my property, and way in the back it's really dark. I do not have electricity that goes back there. So I was like, I'm not going to be walking out there in the dark. So I got this light. I got it from Amazon. That has 3 little lights going different way, and it's solar powered. So all I did was bolt it onto my shed, and it even, where it's movement sensitive. So I can just walk by it and it turns on. Motion detection, that's what it is. And it's solar powered. It has the little black square on top of the lights.
Wow.
And it's solar powered. I don't need batteries or anything. No electrical cords at all. It's just bolted to the side of my shed, and I can walk out there at night and the light turns on, and there you go.
Maybe we can consider that for some of the areas on our property. That would be a good green initiative and a saver for money.
Solar powered. Yes.
Solar powered.
Yes.
Wow.
Good idea.
I like that idea. Yeah. So hey, if you're out there, don't take my idea and turn it in as yours, okay? And another area where we can generate more power is through the wind. Wind energy. You've seen those big white turbines sometimes out and on farmland. I've seen them when I traveled to Oklahoma.
Driving towards Corpus. I know that a lot of people like to go down the beach. There's the big turbines out there, the big white turbines out there. That's what those are. They're used for conserving wind energy. I can read here. It says, more power for wind energy. Demand for wind energy is rising fast as the world shifts to renewable sources of electricity. To meet this demand, manufacturers are building ever larger turbines with some blades reaching up to 80 meters in length. I think that's what I'm seeing out there going down Corpus. Because I mean, they are huge, ginormous wind turbines. It says today's generation of bigger and more powerful wind turbines has a demanding job, withstanding extreme forces while producing energy reliably over the longest possible service life. Materials are key to their performance. They must combine strength and lightness with the ability to precision, designed exacting standards.
Wow, think about that. Kind of like those airplane propellers. That's what they kind of resemble. Yeah. For those that don't know what those things are, and you can Google it, look online and see what they actually look like.
They look like just a big propeller. I mean, it literally turns in the wind, and that's how it produces energy.
Wow. Who would have thought we'd be using those at this day and age?
Really. And I think it's actually a better source because who's to say? I know we've all been through it this past year, say a few months, but this past year, I think we've all learned different ways of bringing light, cooking, making heat. All of these things, I think a few of us, I know I went 5 days, no water, no power. So that was really a trying challenge. Mm-hmm. But we all learned how to get through it. I know this is a little off subject, but I will bring this up. So on TikTok, there was what is the terracotta pot?
Yes.
They had I was looking everywhere because I rescue dogs. So I had to try to keep dogs warm as well. And so I had the terracotta pot, and you lift it just a little, like a few inches off the ground. And I had tea light candles.
Underneath it?
Underneath you put the tea light candles underneath the terracotta pot, and it heats the terracotta to where it was like a little warmer, like a little heater. And I mean, of course, as long as I kept everybody away, like it produced enough heat to where it was warm in the room. I couldn't believe it, and I just seen it on TikTok. And I mean, that's another way. I mean, I had no electricity or anything like that, and with the little tea lights and a terracotta pot, I had myself a heater.
Wow! Yeah. And it heated the whole room.
Well,
that's amazing. That's something you need to take with you. Okay, tuck it in your knowledge belt, your tool belt.
I would have never even thought about it unless it was that really trying hard time that made my wheels turn and trying to look some stuff up on how to get through it, because it was definitely difficult.
Wow, what a challenge.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move forward. Let's talk a little bit about batteries. We all have them, whether it's in our device or operating a toy of some sort, power tools, batteries. Or watches. You're right about that. Mm-hmm. Eventually they wear out. So what do you do with them? How do you dispose of them?
My watches stay in my drawer. And then, like, when the batteries run out, they stay in my drawer, and I forget about them sometimes until I'm like, I think I might want to wear that again. And then I have to go searching to see where they replace batteries. So, and then sometimes I go in there, and because I haven't taken the old battery out, it's ruined my watch. So just another FYI, make sure you take out old batteries from old toys or anything like that, because they can get old and ruin your watch or your device because you don't dispose of it correctly, like Miss Marsha is trying to.
And how do you dispose of them, though? I'm just thinking there's so many types of batteries, like the alkaline batteries, the lithium batteries, and then you have your rechargeable batteries. What is the best safe way to dispose of those batteries?
So I think it's something that we might want to keep in mind, according to our readings, is having a safe place to drop off batteries. I know they were saying on 9-volt batteries that it's best to always cover the end of it, just to make sure that it's not conducting electricity once we do put it in the bin. Mm-hmm. So because they're sometimes not completely dead. Sometimes they still have power, just not enough power to perform in that certain toy. So if you throw them into that bin and they still have a charge, you need to make sure that you're properly, covering
the tips of it.
Mm-hmm, so it doesn't still conduct energy, possibly creating fire.
And the same thing with lithium batteries, the little flat ones. Sometimes those can be a little misleading to kids. They think that they can ingest them, and that could turn out to be not so good.
Right. Small children like shiny things, and I know as a child, but I had pennies in my mouth, and that's not always a good thing. It's never a good thing, especially those little batteries. They're flat, shiny, and a child can put it in their mouth.
Absolutely.
Very, very dangerous.
Yeah. So you need to be cognizant of that. And I think another idea is we need to have some recyclable bins here to drop off the batteries.
That's a good idea.
That would be a good idea instead of throwing them in our dumpster here at San Mateo.
Yes. Thankfully, we haven't had any fires caused by this or the disposal yet. But it is a good idea to have a battery disposal container. That is something that we will be looking into this next month. That way, if anybody has anything that needs to be disposed of, we can do that and have one here so we can safely discard.
So, hey, let's recap. Green Initiative, solar lights out here for our property, San Mateo. Now we're talking number 2, recycling bins for the batteries.
Yes.
We're moving up. Yes. Folks. Stick with us.
TI is focused on being a green property. So I think incorporating lots of these ideas would be a great solution to.
I'm glad. Thank you. This is a great topic, everybody. Great idea, Marsha Benton. Thank you. Okay, moving forward. We talked a little bit about where to dispose of the alkaline batteries. Would you like to add a little bit more to that?
Sure. There's other little tips here where it says of how
you can collect.
How we can collect them. It says alkaline batteries are the common household types found in remotes, clocks, flashlights. That's another one that I have everywhere around my house.
Yes.
Smoke detectors. Another thing. Smoke detectors. If you hear beeping in your apartment, make sure that battery is getting changed. If you cannot reach it, call maintenance. Or call the front office. We'll make sure to put in a work order to get that replaced. And then it says other wireless devices. They're usually non-hazardous and can simply be tossed into a regular trash can, except in California. However, since they still have power in them, it's best to follow a few precautions before you throw them out. Collect used batteries in a container that won't cause a spark, such as a cardboard box or plastic tub. Noted. Prevent any fire risk of taping 9-volt terminals before tossing.
The 2 tips.
Yep.
Tape it up.
When you buy your new batteries, remember to recycle the packaging. So if you have plastic, remember we do have printouts here in the front office.
Yes.
If you need a printout of what is recyclable, you can pick that up in our front office. We have that as well for all of our residents to pick up. That way you know what goes in the recycle bin and what does not. We want everybody to take advantage of the recycling option that we have here at San Mateo.
Well, you know what? I wonder, how can I help conserve energy, even in my apartment?
I know that usually right now it's the hottest summer months.
Yes.
So our ACs are working nonstop. What you can do to keep your AC from overworking is instead of turning it completely off during the day, let's say you go to work and some people like to turn off their AC because they're not home. Instead of turning it completely off when you're not home, just push it up. Put it to 75 to where it stays on and it leaves your apartment at a stable temperature.
So set it on auto, not on.
Not on.
Okay.
Because if you leave it on, it's going to be running all day. And so the whole thing is a lot of people like to not have so much usage during the day, and they think they're actually helping. But what happens is when you get home and you crank your AC down to 65, it is going to work even harder because it's needing to reach that temperature at such a fast pace, and that's not going to happen. So leave it at about 75. Even if you're not home, leave it at 75. And then when you get home, gradually go ahead and put that down. It's not going to overwork your AC. Yeah. And ceiling fans. You put your ceiling fan on. Put your ceiling fan on, and it blows out a cool air. Make sure it's going the right way, because there is a way to get
counterclockwise. You're
there. That ceiling fan will help, especially in these hot.
So we're going to set the thermostat at 75. We're going to put it on auto, and then we're going to get the circulation of the fan going in all rooms.
Right.
You know, one thing I have learned while living here is to leave all the doors open.
Yeah,
because the temperature will maintain the appropriate climate in your apartment, regardless of the size, if it's a 1, 2, or 3 bedroom. So you don't want to close off any doors. You want that air circulating fairly throughout.
Another thing that I do want to touch base on is your blinds. So depending on what side of the property you're on, you might get a whole lot of sun. With that sun, of course, I love all the natural lighting these windows bring. I love it. But when these hot summer months come, that heat will come through. Yeah. So if you have, of course, all the apartments come with blinds, the white vinyl blinds. Even at my house, I buy the sun blocking curtains. And I use that, and it keeps the heat out because it has that extra layer, and it keeps that light. Sometimes I like it dark, especially if I want to take a nap, which hardly happens. But when I do want to nap, I like it to be dark. So I do bring that curtain closed, and it's super dark in my room, and it keeps that heat out. So that's another thing too. Make sure you're buying sun blocking curtains, and that will eliminate some of the heat that comes in.
Right, and it'll help actually keep your electricity bill lower too. It does help. Because I have them on all my windows.
Yes, it does, because your AC isn't working so hard to reach that temperature because all that heat isn't in there. So if you're keeping all that sun out, and it doesn't work extra hard.
All right. Well, let's switch tracks. Let's talk a little bit about conserving energy using our appliances. The stove, the wash machine, the dryer.
A lot of times with people, I have a toaster, a Keurig, a blender. I have all those appliances, and I'm not always using them. I mean, I make a bagel or a toast maybe once a week.
Space killers, okay. Yes. Space killers, all right.
It's best to always unplug those items. You can always just wrap the cord and put them somewhere else while you're not using them. Leaving them plugged, even though they're not on, it is using energy, but just by being plugged.
Unplug them.
Unplug them.
And you want to look at purchasing, if you're in the market for a new washer and a dryer or either, make sure it's energy efficient. That saves. Nowadays, they have them so economically priced that are energy efficient, where that will help you also to conserve energy and save money. And the other thing, this is kind of the trend when you're living in an apartment and you have a barbecue pit. You want to make sure that you avoid heating that barbecue pit under your porch area or balcony or breezeway. You want to move it away from the building.
10 feet.
There you go. You heard it. How many feet?
10 feet.
10 feet.
And you cannot store it on your patio. It needs to be in, we have storage units, and we have garages to make use of any of those items. So if you need any assistance with that, please call the office, and if we don't have anything in your area, we can add you to the wait list.
Yeah, and if there's nothing in your area, we'll probably put you someplace where you can at least store your items until something comes available.
Yes.
So that's the main thing. We want to look green and safety on that.
Definitely.
So avoid using the grill outside next to the building, or the breezeway, or the patios, or what have you.
That's another safety issue. Cooking on your patio and breezeways is a fire hazard, so of course we don't want to be doing that. So that's another.
And the last thing that I have on this list has to do with our pool. I'd like to see us conserve energy by wearing the appropriate attire when you come to the swimming pool, and not throwing items that clog up or block the filters that continually recycle the water to ensure that it is safe and clean
and properly functioning. Because when something is not properly functioning,
energy.
That means it's overworking, working twice, triple times hard, and then when it goes out, can't do anything until it gets repaired. So please keep in mind proper swim attire, and make sure if you have children or anybody that can be tossing in rocks or little toys, make sure that it doesn't get stuck in that drain.
Yep, we can conserve energy. And then the best time for me to take a shower is between 3 in the afternoon and 7 in the evening, because I conserve more energy. The water heat has been pumped up all day, and I'm not running this with the wash machine and the dishwasher and what temperature is right where it needs to be for the hot water. Between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. best times to save that energy and shower. So
3 p.m. to 7 p.m. is the peak time for energy usage. So it's also the best time to dry dry clothes afterwards. So the peak energy usage is from 3 to 7. So anytime before or after that would be the best time to run your dryer, because I guess it's statewide. that usage is happening. The most usage is happening between 3 and 7. So that's the afterwards is the best time to run anything, whether it's your washer, your dryer, anything that can be conserving energy.
Thanks for
during
clearing that up. That is so true. Talk about saving energy and saving money. Let's just recap a few things. Use a programmable thermostat. Use sunlight. Open up the blinds. Let the sunlight in. You are the sunlight, but let's bring in some more sunlight, people. Switch to Energy Star appliances. Choose energy saving light. Open the blinds again. Use an electronic power strip when you're connecting your items. On and off. That one switch of that button. Reduce energy for water heating, and she already told you what the prime times are to use. So please take that into consideration and consult with the leasing office to see if there's any other ways to conserve energy.
So as far as green initiatives, we do have where we have the digital thermostats. If you do not have a digital thermostat, please reach out to us. We can go ahead and get that work order put in for you to convert to a digital thermostat. That's what we do prefer. We also have our shower heads that are green initiatives. It's not conserving energy, but it's conserving water.
Okay. Well, that's close. We're getting there.
Yes. So going around the property, we're trying to do what we can as far as staying green. We have our recycle bins. We want everybody to start recycling. If you have any other ideas, TI is always ready to listen. So if you have any ideas that you think we can incorporate into our events, plans, give us some ideas. Give us a shout at the front office, and we'll be more than happy to hear you out.
That's what we're here for, because we want you to power on, power off, and power down. That concludes our segment for the day.
Thank you so much.
You. I'm Marsha signing off, and that's Amanda.
See y'all next time.
Bye.